it's your girl, Spicy K.
And it's your girl TK. How y'all doing?
Welcome to episode number 52.
Two.
I know if you think 52, oh my goodness, they've been doing this for a year. Not quite, not quite. Actually, it probably should have been episode 53, but no. We a couple more days, and we'll have a year anniversary of our lovely
Do you
podcast.
know what today is? It's not our anniversary.
Yeah, it'll be like in 2 days. But, same difference.
It's our anniversary.
It's almost our anniversary.
Hey. Hey.
So for episode 52, who are you telling on this week? TK.
Man, let me tell you what. I'm in a business right now that if you ain't got no money, we ain't doing business. Like seriously, like that's just where it's at. And so when you're dealing with those kind of people that they got a little change in their pocket, you know what I'm saying, and they ain't hurting for no meal on a level like that's on let's say Huntsville level. We talking engineer, astronaut, NASA, rocket scientist, motherfuckers, right?
Okay.
So people tend to talk to you like you're crazy. You know what I'm saying? Even though they're the ones that don't understand what they're talking about. So I'm telling on this man that I dealt with today who has a very expensive piece of luxury camping equipment, right? You know what I'm saying? So, he think he knows something because he done spend a little change. So he's trying to tell me about a piece that goes on the sink, right? In his
Okay.
camper. They were getting ready to go. They ready to go now. His wife ready to go. She probably yapping in his ear like, I'm ready to go. Why can't we go? So he done broke his now not the indoor shower but the outdoor shower on the camper, right? He done broke off the hose, the little piece that goes to it, right? So unbeknownst to him, there's several different kinds. I don't know if you would know, but there's hundreds of different models and makes of campers out there, right?
Okay.
So if you got these big travel trailers and fifth wheels and you think you got a little money, you think you know everything you need to know about owning one of these things, and you do not. You don't,
Okay.
because most people think that most people that think, sorry, the people that think they know the most, excuse me, are the ones that spend the most money with me. Thank you so much. I love all of those people. Because they really think that they know everything, and then it ends up, in order to enjoy their piece of luxury equipment, they're gonna have to spend $5,000 to $8,000 with me, and it's cool because somebody like myself probably told you a while back that you needed this, you needed to have this done, and you needed to make sure you have one of these, and you thought that you knew that you didn't need one. And then when you come back and have to spend that eight, sometimes even 15, we had one go for $19,000 today, simply because she failed to maintain her piece of luxury equipment, which I don't know what people think. Just because it looks like a house on wheels doesn't mean it is a house. So you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta take care of things, or are they gonna fuck up, right?
Yeah.
So people get these things, they use them 5 or 6 times a year, and they put them up and let them sit to let nature destroy the thing, because that's one of its worst enemies. Every element in nature is an enemy to an RV. Okay, I just want y'all to know that. But I mean, seriously, like before I got into this lifestyle, I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever. I was excited. Told you how much I wanted a trailer, right?
Yeah.
Mm mm. I'll go with you. I'll go with somebody who got one, and I'm gonna hang out. We're gonna party out with the slides out. You feel me?
Do
But
y'all rent? I know this is off topic. Do y'all rent them
nope,
out? Oh,
nope.
okay.
You
You
got
just
you
okay.
come to us. You got to buy. Like you
Oh, okay.
literally gotta go through the finance department, if you know what I'm talking about. Like
Yeah.
it's a very lengthy and stressful process. Everybody in finance hair is gray, and they all younger than me. And so, but anyway, like it's just I feel us, as black people and especially us, us with some money is a new kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm blinking over here just thinking about it, flashbacks. But anyway, um, it's like just because you think you might know, you don't know. If you're calling a place, like if you're calling me, you don't know, okay? Because you don't know
Yeah.
what you need, you don't know how to fix it. You need me to tell you. Moi. Soy. Soy. Okay? I. Yo, whatever, whichever one is. No, I don't even. A soy is a verb, so I really sounded stupid. It's okay. I'm tired. Bump y'all, because everybody get tired sometimes. But I'm going to tell you what. Don't just I'm telling on everybody that think they know what they talking about when they call in somewhere. And trust me, you don't. If you calling in somewhere to get some help, you have no clue what you're talking about. Most oftentimes, and the person that you're speaking with is an expert. So let them be and give them grace and give yourself some grace. Because some folks ain't saved like me. Some folks will cuss you the plum fuck out. Do you hear me? Okay. And I don't want that to happen to none of y'all. So just
Okay.
just mind your tone and use your church finger. Okay, love y'all.
Okay. For episode 52, who I'm telling on this week is actually a good tale. I thought about telling on the people at the park because they got on my nerves this weekend, but I know y'all
Oh
tired of me telling y'all
my.
about these people and their dogs. So
Yes, we
I'm gonna do
are.
something different. I'm gonna talk about one of my lovely neighbors. So the we were under like a wind advisory, but Tuesday is trash day, and like I always take my trash out on Tuesday. Like they said, make sure your trash is taken out around 6 o'clock. So I wake up, take my trash out because I don't want my trash to be knocked over. I don't want like it to like flip over or just go with the wind. I just don't want none of that to happen. So I took it out at 6 something. It was still kind of windy, rainy weather or whatever. And I happened to look at my camera thing because on trash day I only do it in 2 hour increments because I need to know when the trash has been collected so I can go get my trash can because
Mm-hmm.
that's very important to me. So I looked outside. I mean, I looked on the camera, and my trash can wasn't out there. And I was like, "Well, if my trash can not out there, well, let me back up." I saw a person, a neighbor, at my trash can. And I'm trying to figure out like why was my well, like what is the neighbor doing? Like, are they putting stuff in my trash can? Like, because I had people put stuff in my trash before, which is kind of rude, but whatever. But I went back and I was like, my trash can disappeared. Apparently, the wind knocked my trash can over, and I had a box that was in it, and it knocked the box out of there apparently as well. And my lovely neighbor, good thing I didn't judge originally. My lovely neighbor actually picked up my trash can and put my box back in my trash can. And I was so appreciative because that means I didn't have to do it. And they saw that it was, turned over and they did it. And I definitely appreciate my neighbor. I don't know whether or not it was a man or a woman because they were fully covered up in a hoodie and everything because, again, it was raining this morning. But I just want to appreciate my neighbor. So I just want to, it's a good thank you. So
Alright.
that's who I'm telling on this week.
I bet your neighbors that lady there with that chicken. They try to charge you too much for that chicken.
That is not my neighbor. That's the gas
Yeah,
station. That's
yeah, I
not my
know.
neighbor.
I
That's
bet
not my
that's her.
neighbor.
She was like, "You ain't gonna. That's why you didn't see her face." She was like, "Yeah, I do
My
not want
that I
her to
don't
know
that
that she lives next door to me." No, no,
well
it wasn't
no,
her.
no. I
Okay,
don't I don't know my neighbors, but I know it wasn't her because wrong body type.
this ain't the neighbor that wanted to beat you up at the fence or something. Make you want to
What
put a
neighbor
fence
with a
up.
fence?
Oh,
What
it might
are
be
you
somebody
talking
else.
about?
It
Okay,
might
because
be.
that
It
was
could
like
even be a whole other person, girl. My bad.
okay, probably does not name Kim. So yeah. Um Anyway,
I
so
think care.
our for episode 52, cool when they do it, it's a problem when we do it. We are talking about none other than the Goon Squad, which originally I can't remember exactly which episode, but we touched on it. This is about the six police officer, sheriff, however it works, law enforcement people that went to the that was called by the neighbor because two black men were living with the white lady, and they basically tortured them and did other things to them. Some of the things were trigger warning, sexual in nature, and now they have been sentenced. So, TK, what are your thoughts on all of that?
Oh, them angels going to jail. That's all I know it is. And the sentences were very well deserved. One of the sucker punk ass police tried to actually apologize to the victims. Two men, right? Tortured.
Yep.
And something that I didn't remember from the initial time we touched on this, that it all started from a racist person in a neighborhood, calling saying that the two black men were staying with this white woman.
And one of the black men was actually like, well, actually, both black men were living there, and one was actually taking care of the lady and had been taking care of the lady apparently for a while.
Right.
Just being nosy for nosy's sake and calling the police for whatever reason.
But did you hear what I said? Like this all this 40 years, 27 years, 10 years for some of these fellas, right?
Yeah.
Handed down as a sentence in prison because you mad that these two black men, whatever they were staying with this white woman for, it wasn't bothering her. She ain't
Okay.
call y'all. Did she call y'all? Nope.
Mm-mm.
Some redneck in town said, "Well, I don't like the fact that these two coloreds are staying over
Correct.
here with this good old pure white woman over here," and that's what it was. That's what it was. He didn't like the fact that them coloreds was over there. Mm-mm. And so it's just really crazy because your life is over. Whatever fun you had,
Mm-hmm.
they use sex toys on this man, so they sodomize him basically. A man, other men doing that to a man, which is the weird fascination that some Caucasian men seem to have with black men's genitalia and things of that nature, and sticking things in their orifices, which is weird to me. Like, why is that the first thing that you
Yeah.
go to or think about when you think about black men? You're scared of their sexual prowess. You're fearful of the things that they can do. As far as labor goes, athleticism, stamina, all those things. And then we do have some that fall short, which would be me because
Correct.
I'm not somebody that you don't want my stamina. Not at this point in time and in my age. You don't want my run wind.
You're right.
It be fierce. Yeah, so they don't want those things from us. But they seem to be enamored by the man's genitalia and a black woman's genitalia as well. They
Well, I think, I honestly, not to cut you off, but I think they had an exception in general because they did something else that I'll discuss later on. But yeah, they just were sexual deviants, for as I'm concerned.
I mean, yeah, anytime you violate somebody in any way without their authorization, permission, or at least request, you're a deviant in that way. Like they raped him, they beat him, and then they shot him in the mouth. One of them in the mouth.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Goons. This is the goons now. Is this how go? Now goons is straight up. You know what I'm saying? Goons will meet you in the street. You know what I'm talking about?
They was the
Take
Goon Squad.
take your belt off, officer. Officer Goon. If you a goon, let's go. Let's knuckle up. You know what I'm saying? We can even shoot it out if you a goon. You know what I mean? But torture and rape people and things
And I
like
think
that.
they did it while they were handcuffed too. I think these
Yeah.
people were already, the two guys were already handcuffed and everything.
because they would not have been able to do that otherwise. You have to. You also, for one thing, you have to beat somebody when they're down and in a submissive position. And when I say a submissive position, when you're in handcuffs, that's all you are is submissive. There's
Yeah.
nothing. There's nothing that you can do. Okay, so that's some weak ass pussy shit, and they finna go to jail with people that they probably put in jail. Now, I don't think they send cops to where they have actually put people in jail, but they're gonna know that they're
Well, I
cops.
think they do. Or they just probably put them in like a different wing, or they put them in like more security area or something. I don't know.
Okay, so they go. Somebody gonna know they cops. They gonna get sodomized, all right. But anyway, we don't condone that. But I'm telling you,
No, we don't condone any kind of violence.
that's what's gonna happen to him. Why he want to do it to other people.
Okay.
So yeah, bump them goons. You ain't real goons. You about to meet some goons, my G's. Like you about to meet some real goons. You know, they throwing up signs and breaking backbones and all kind of stuff up in where you going. And it might even be your own kind.
Yeah, it looks like one of the officers. So to be, I found out that had it not been for one of the officers, Daniel Oakdyke, I guess that's how you say it.
Probably not.
They would have never known any of this stuff was occurring. So he was a Newark officer, and he felt bad about everything that was going on, but he also didn't stop anything. So he actually got out of the force and looks like, I guess, contacted the lawyer or the district attorney and basically told on them, which is something that I'm shocked. I'm happy that he did, because nobody would have been the wiser. And he also turned over all the messages. So he literally, it seems like out of everybody that was involved, he really wanted to do the right thing. And he really had true remorse, because they mentioned that some of the other people, their apology wasn't sincere. Even though one of the victims said that they forgive him, they was like, I don't think the apology was sincere. Because a lot of times there's a lot of people, including myself, I forgive people because forgiveness is, obviously for you, it's not for them anyway. So a lot of times I forgive people. I'm just saying I said I'm not talking about you. I forgive people because I want to be forgiven. So therefore I forgive.
You want to be forgiven, child.
Okay. So, but apparently some of these same officers, that's part of the Goon Squad. And apparently, I think they mentioned that it was going to be some more officers that actually are going to end up being, I guess, charged or sentenced outside of these six.
How on earth did this? Never mind. I'm just.
Well, go ahead, ask.
How can this? It couldn't have been just these two men. They had them in a house or something, didn't it? Like they had them in a like stowed away kidnapping.
No, they were in the lady house, the white lady house. They were in the white lady house. They went to that house because of their neighbor, and that's when they did that to them
So,
in the
but
house.
it was over a period of time or just over a course of a couple hours? Because I
I think it was
believe
over. I think it was over a course of a couple. Over the course of a couple of hours.
right. That's what I
But
think.
apparently, also in December, they did the same thing. Some of these officers did the same thing to a white man. And that's why I said apparently these people are just sexual deviants, because they rubbed the head like on the man's genitalia and butt or something like that. That's like just doing the most. Apparently, the victims in this particular case, they put sex toys in their mouths and stuff like that. Like they was just doing the most.
Why do you have these things on duty with you, officer?
It's Yes. Yes.
Like, even if you don't, even if you do enjoy using those things on yourself or in someone else, why would you have that at your job as an
Uh,
officer of the peace?
so they also, and keep in mind, these are the federal charges. They still have state charges pending. Um, I know they apparently made like racial comments to these two gentlemen.
You know
A
they
lot of
did.
people, including I believe the father of one of the victims, stated that they're happy that justice was served, especially by being in Mississippi, especially by being law enforcement. That they're happy that justice has been served and these people are literally, getting, a long sentence. And like I said, this is just apparently the federal charges. Apparently, they also have state charges that are pending as well.
Let's shout out to the goons.
Why are we shutting out to the goons? They are the evil. They're not the nice people.
But that's it. They done with. It's over. R.I.P. Goons.
So yeah, so I'm thrilled that they were able to get justice, because that's awful. Like, why are you, playing basically Russian roulette with someone? Um, I don't know. And obviously the gun went off. So yeah, just just doing the most.
But you a police officer that we supposed to serve and protect. That's supposed to serve and protect, and we are supposed to entrust ourselves. Yeah. Not
But
I.
yeah, but it did say that apparently, like I said, it's apparently more people on the Goon Squad, and like I said, thankful that Daniel decided to, stop the force because he said that he actually feared for his life against one of the guys, and
Yeah.
he said he feared for his own life, so he said he had to stop being in law enforcement, all like stop being in law enforcement, at least in that area, and he wanted to tell.
That's how they make
So,
the good cops feel.
yep.
If you tell on us, we gonna kill you.
So, even though he initially, participated in the things, but this is the importance of, as a police officer, if you see something and know something is going on, make sure because otherwise it's just continue. But also the other thing, they planted a gun, and I think that's gonna call in a lot of things that they did in the past into question because
Yeah.
they planted a gun on the guys. The guy that they shot, they planted. I think it was the guy that they shot. They planted a gun on him.
And what's the story you got after that? Oh yeah, he shot me because I was sticking dildos in his ass and mouth. Oh, oh, is that the story? Mm.
Well, apparently they did. Instead of calling for, any kind of emergency assistance, or I'm sorry, medical assistance, they decided to basically concoct whatever story that they were going to decide to have. So,
The department needs to check their fentanyl stashes. I think somebody got a hold of something.
well, one of the officers, I think it is Oak Dyke. I think he also has to. I could be wrong. One of the officers has to do like alcohol and drug treatment as part of their sentencing. So,
You see how that works. You see how you can recognize weird behavior shit. Yeah, because there's usually drugs and or alcohol nearby weird deviant behavior such as that. And we're just talking about the unauthorized use of these items. These items normally aren't this way, so they didn't do them to themselves. Okay,
are you talking about the sex toys?
I am. They're not
Okay.
bad. Only bad people.
Consenting adults. As long as you have permission. Let's just go with that.
That's what I'm
Let's just
saying.
go, let's
They
just go with
just
it.
they violated him. That's not
Yes.
what you want. That's what I'm saying. You don't do that.
Yeah.
in this white lady house. Does anybody care about the white lady? She had to witness all of this because they didn't kill her.
Mm-mm. Well, they didn't kill the guys either.
I know
Thankfully.
they didn't kill anyone. So
Yeah.
everybody's gonna tell everybody about this weird shit, and that's why they got 40 years, 27 years, 10 years, and so on and so forth.
Nope.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But that's all I
Anything
got
else
to
about the
say.
story?
Nah.
Was it a nan?
That was a nah.
No. Okay.
Nah.
Okay. So we will go to which story did you want to go to first?
I want to talk about this trip, honey, because
Okay.
I don't understand what the hell happened with this girls' trip that turned into a nightmare that actually started before they went on the trip. And the girl had a bad intuition. She had a bad feeling that something gonna happen bad on the trip. And oh my goodness, like it's hard to get for people to get time off to go do stuff anyway. And when
Yeah.
people do, they want to have a good time. Like if you can't afford it, like maybe some people don't understand, but I would understand. Like something came up, unexpected bill came out of nowhere, and then you can't tell me you can't go. Do not. Well, that whole split the bill thing, on a $724 bill. First off, that's a whole lot of fucking money. But when you
And it was four people.
yeah, and when you split it up, it was about 180, right? That's what they said.
Yeah.
It was okay. Mm-mm.
Yeah, so this story, I think her name on TikTok is Kalia Denise, but she may or may not, her page may or may not be up right now. Um, Basically, what happened is that one of her friends was having a birthday trip. The day prior to going on the trip, they had a birthday dinner. At the birthday dinner, it was four of them that went on the birthday dinner, and they were splitting the price of this $700 meal. One of the girls that was also going on the trip, that's not friends with the person that was telling the story, mentioned that the lady only had like $135 in her bank account, and she basically gave it to her. And she said that this was like a Thursday, so she just thinking like, oh, on the next day, you're probably gonna have. Okay.
No, I was gonna say, go ahead, I'm listening.
Okay. She was thinking, maybe she's gonna have a direct deposit or something. So didn't really think too much of it. Go on the trip to Cabo.
Well, time out.
Okay.
She did think a lot of it. She was pissed. Don't even go there.
Oh
She
yeah.
was upset. But she was like, all right, I'm not going to let this ruin my friend's birthday. So she let it slide. And the girl, the girl texted her privately. So if it came out to 180, she only sent her $135 or whatever, leaving $46 unaccounted for and to be desired. Okay? Where's my $46? The girl was thinking. I don't know you. Now, if that had been between me and you, which that could happen at any moment, but if that had been between me and you, I'd have been like, I got you. You know that.
Yeah.
As far as you not knowing me from an asshole in the wall, and $46. Now we ain't talking like $426. We talking about $46. Okay. So like the girl was mad. So let's let me say that. But then go ahead and finish.
Okay. So they end up going. It end up being. I got confused about how many people actually went on the trip. What I do know for sure and understood is that the birthday girl went. This girl went. The girl that didn't have the money, and the girl man that ain't her man, he went.
She's the one that paid for the whole $724 meal.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I don't think I don't. But anyway, we're not gonna dwell on it. Go ahead.
So while they were there, the birthday girl, obviously the birthday girl is the birthday girl. So, and they're young, like they're in the early 20s. Birthday girl gets drunk.
Okay, I do have a question. Sorry.
Okay.
Was it split between three
The
since it was the
trip.
birthday girl? No, the $724.
I
I'm
feel
trying to
like
see.
it. If it was only four people, I feel like it was split between four.
Okay, me too. Cause yeah,
Yeah.
that seems
Okay.
that seems
Yeah.
okay. My bad. Go ahead.
So, the girl gets drunk. Apparently, has to be somehow, I guess, in the water or something. Loses her phone. The other girl, we're just for the sake of this
Look
story.
on
They call
Cabo
the Nutella.
46.
Well, they call it Nutella.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. They call her Nutella, and she apparently throws her phone as well. Both of them were very drunk, sloppy drunk. But like I said, they're young because I know personally when I turned 21, I was in the fetal position in my dorm room because
Cause you're a lush.
yeah,
Okay, I
no,
get you.
I'm not a lush, but I was 21. I was like, this is me, yay! I'm excited, and I bought all the alcohol at the ABC store that probably $15 could bring because I was a broke college student. So let's just
fifteen
keep it
dollars. Go
real.
ahead and get some boom farm. That was it right there, boy. You can stick out the boom farm. She telling herself,
so,
Mama.
they had her and the guy. Keep in mind that they're at a resort. I think that's very important. They're at a resort. They're at an all-inclusive resort. So everything is paid for at this all-inclusive resort, including your alcohol, food, alcohol, all included. So it's only the outside things, the outside excursions, from my understanding, that you had to pay for. Everything else was already included. So going on this trip, you're gonna, whether you have $135 or not, you gonna eat, you gonna drink because it's
Oh no,
already
no. She
included
didn't
because
have
you
that
already paid for it.
$135 was gone on Thursday. She didn't
I
have
know.
that no more. So right now, as far as we know, she on zero in Cabo. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Cause we don't know if she had a
So
direct deposit or no, but go ahead.
So yeah, so basically what like I said, they completely got drunk. They didn't have phones. The birthday girl ended up paying for her phone to be able to use. Apparently the girl, Nutella, decided why the birthday girl was throwing up in the bathroom to pull down her panties in front of the guy,
She had to
and
pee.
because she had to pee. They didn't know apparently what room number they were in, which some of that sounds suspect because it just sounds suspect to me. Sounds like it, to me personally, it sounded like Nutella knew that this guy was there and she probably wanted to push up on the guy because who in their right mind or not in their right mind is pulling down their panties in front of
It's
some
actually
random dude.
bikini bottoms
Well, it doesn't matter. You showing cooch.
and butt,
The
apparently.
cooch was showing.
Butt
So
was
if you
flapping.
going, like, why would you be showing cooch to somebody else man that ain't they man?
That apparently she wasn't drunk like that because she was, coherent enough to be able to eventually get the room number out and things like that. And she was, so she's the girl already didn't like her. She owed her for you owe me
Yeah.
money. Now you done got naked in front of my man. Like now that's strike two. Like this was just awful, and that's one thing that's hard about bringing friends together when you're trying to do something.
Yeah.
Because
Everybody don't move the same. Everybody truly don't move the same way. But basically, that's the gist of the story. The trip ended up being. She said it was like a bad trip. A lot of people said that she wasn't a good friend, which she wasn't friends with the girl, so that's irrelevant to me because she was not friend with the
yeah,
girl that. So you can't. I can't judge somebody friendship on what they said about somebody that's not their friend.
mm,
Now the birthday girl got on there and was like, from my understanding, she was basically saying she knew the friend didn't really necessarily have money, but she told her to go ahead come because it wasn't a big deal because she got her. So apparently the birthday girl was paying for this friend. So you also don't know. This is the tricky thing about friendships. You don't know what the other friend has done for the other friend. So you're clueless about any of this stuff. And to be honest, it's none of your business, especially if you're not that person's friend. Like, take for instance, you and Jazz are best friends. I know of Jazz, and we have all hanged out together or whatever for your birthday and stuff like that. But like, me and Jazz don't know each other like that. You see what I'm saying? So I wouldn't expect anything of Jazz because I don't know her like that.
Right.
So anything from that will obviously have to come from you and our friendship, because I don't know Jazz and me and Jazz are not friends. So I think that was wrong for that they judged her. They were saying that the girl was clout chasing. I don't know if she was for real. They said that this whole concoction of her telling. I don't know. Seems like the girl liked to tell stuff, so apparently, I don't know. But
she seemed to me like she was for real, but she did come back at everybody that was going at her like, yeah. Know, first off, like, but she said, how would they have gotten out of the pool to the room and all that? Yeah. It wasn't for her and her man that was there, because she's like, I'm 107 pounds, I can't carry no bitch upstairs. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, she was being for real, like, but who knows? She might have, if she did all that, deleting her page and all that shit, it might be a whole bunch of bullshit.
Well, also sometimes TikTok or somebody would, depending on what you're saying, sometimes it can be violation of TikTok rules, and people, get your page taken.
That dumb shit. I know, I'm aware of that.
So I don't know if that's what it is. The thing about it is this, like, I done been broke on trips. Just gonna be honest. I have. There's people that I have been on trips with that they may not have had money like that. It is what it is. Everybody has highs and everybody has lows. You do stuff within the budget. My whole thing is, long as you know before the trip, it's not a big deal. I also don't mix. I really don't try to mix friends together, because again, not all friends know what's going on, and it's not any of their business. The reason the birthday girl could have paid for and told Nutella that she was going to take care of her, because maybe Nutella has taken care of her before.
She might have paid,
and she may be repaying them. You said what?
She might have paid her car note 2-3 months in a row. She might have got the booking package for birthday girl. You don't know what.
Exactly. So if it's not really any of your business, like if I choose to pay for something or somebody choose to pay something for me, that's none of your business. Like what they do, why they do it, because you never understand. I went on a trip. My friends wanted me to go to DC with them for Juneteenth last year. Now, mind you, in June, I went to a wedding in Houston. So I spent a lot of money because I went shopping and everything. And I was like, I really want to go to DC. Okay, let's figure this out. And I was like, hold on, like, let me tell you what I can pay for. And I was able to pay for everything. The only thing that I didn't pay for was the trip. Was the basketball game. The WNBA basketball game. But pretty much I paid for my own food. I paid for everything else. So it is what it is, including gambling. But I was like, listen, I don't have money like that because I just spent a lot of money at the time. So I was like, but I still, it wasn't a big deal. Luckily for me, the two girls that I went with were all cool and they're sisters. So it wasn't a big deal. I did reimburse her back for that. But it's not really a big deal. And me and my friends don't operate necessarily like that. Like, it's not an issue of, okay, if I have a little bit extra money or I have some money, hey, I pay for this. Not a big deal. You catch the next time.
Right.
That's how it, that's how it is with a lot of people. So that's why I'm like, you don't know what was said, because I didn't really watch that birthday girl stuff because she was acting weird to
She
me.
was very strange.
Yeah, so I really didn't watch her to try to figure out exactly what she was talking about, because I was like, I don't have time. But like I said, you never
Yeah.
know. Have you ever been on a trip, Rope?
Who? You, me?
Yeah.
Girl, let me tell you something. I went when I was playing football. I had just stopped working for ADT because I had to go to full time at school because they took away the night program, so I had to go during the day. And since I had already started and completed a semester, I was in it for the long haul. So like so I had to quit ADT and I was playing football. I was so broke. We had to go on the road for the team. Oh, broke, bare minimum. I'm talking about. Look, I got $20, $30 for this whole trip that I'm on. And then me and my soul teammate, love you, Crystal. I love you. Uh, she was talking to this guy, and he at the time lived in Houston, and she wanted to go see him. I understand that, but she didn't want to go by herself or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I ain't got no goddamn money. I can't go with you.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I mean, I ain't have like when I say broke, I say I don't have, I ain't got no extra. All right, I
Yeah.
was like that. So I was like, all right. So the little money I did have, so I was like, well, where are we gonna sleep? Like we wasn't just going overnight. Houston is far. Driving at that. That was my first drive to Houston. You know what I'm saying? Years
Mm.
and years and years ago. And didn't drive none. She wouldn't let me drive none. Like she don't like other people driving her. She didn't let me drive none. So I was just chilling. you know. But went down here. So he worked at a hotel, and he actually lived at the hotel as well. He had a couple
Okay.
kids. So we didn't know. I don't know. She don't know what's going on. But we know we got a hotel room sleeping. So it's a extended stay. So I got a kitchen and I'm up here. We got a little food in there. We cook.
Yeah.
We ready. Well, I don't think he told the people that he worked for that he had nobody staying in the hotel in that particular room, and the housekeeper kept trying to come put me out, and I was like, nah, man, ain't nobody coming. What you talking about? So we all ended up, all of us ended up in his room with him and his
Mm.
kids. And I was so upset that I didn't have the money to just go on and get my own room or pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Like it was
Yeah.
just like, so you know, and I can't ask her to be like, can you get me a room so I don't have to be down here with y'all.
Yeah.
But it couldn't find out. Dude didn't have no money either. It was just it was just a crazy whole situation, and we over here like, well, whatever we gotta do, we gotta save enough money to get back home at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, God got your back. If you
Yeah.
believe, if you are one of His children, He will take care of you. So I was good, but I mean, as far as going now, I wouldn't go out of the country with $35. You
No.
know what I'm saying? I ain't finna do, cause I would trust y'all. Like if I went with somebody like you or Jazz, or somebody
Yeah.
like that, I would trust y'all. But I don't trust them folks. Nope. I need to be able to pay my way out of a
Yeah.
situation because I don't speak their language. Okay? Do you hear me?
Yeah.
I
I
do
always
not.
feel like. Yeah, I always feel like you have to have some kind of emergency funds to be able to get yourself out. And let me just say this: even though I didn't pay for the game, I could have paid for the game. I just didn't pay for the game because she never really asked me to, and I know her, so it is what it is. But I returned
She
the favor
scammed you.
back. No,
She
she didn't
scammed you,
scam. How
friend.
she
If you
scam me when
listen.
I didn't pay for anything?
No, I said you scammed. You
Yeah,
scammed
I didn't.
her.
I didn't scam her. I don't
Talking about
know.
I could have paid for the game. She paid.
No,
I
like
got.
she paid for everybody ticket. That's what I mean. Like we didn't go pick our own tickets. She was like, I got tickets, and we was like, okay.
You was
That's
just
what I
like,
mean.
all right,
That's what I mean.
like bet you got
Um,
tickets. All right, cool.
but
Let's
yeah.
go.
So, but yeah, I don't think I can go out the country. And like I said, my my version. Listen. My version of broke is probably different from a lot of people's version of broke because I'm gonna eat some food.
No, yeah.
So I might be broke, but I got food money.
That's black.
Just
That's
saying.
black folks. Like, come on now. That's one thing we can definitely say. Like, we might be broke, but we gonna eat something.
I got food money. But yeah, anything else about that particular story?
Mm-mm.
Okay then. So, I want to say this. It was good, and it's always good for at least one person in the group to be sober. Somebody needs to be sober. It doesn't matter. I want to tell a story, but I ain't gonna tell a story because I'm not. But listen, somebody needs to be sober. Somebody, especially going out the country. I'm sorry, I don't think I could get that drunk out of the country.
Because you
At
ain't
my
like,
house, at somebody's house that I know, at my own house, like at a party or something, potentially. Like, especially if I know I'm around people. Like, and don't get me wrong, I don't even try to get drunk like that anyway because I feel like I'm too old to be drunk. But to be drunk to the point that you need a wheel to be in a wheelchair.
and you throwing up every few seconds. It was her birthday though, so people get, especially all inclusive. That includes all I can include inside myself.
So I'm just saying, like,
You know the drink.
someone needs to, because you have a lot of these, girls trips that always end up in arguments with other people. And I have to say, let me knock on some wood right here. I I have been on a lot of girls trips. I have been on trips where it's been like 7 or 8 of us, and I have been on trips where it's been just me and one of my other friends. And I will have to say, like, I never really have drama, like, cause one, I'm a chill person, so I just go with the flow. Like, I don't care. Like, long as I get certain things out of the way, I'm cool with everything else. So I don't really have a problem. But I know a lot of times people go on girls trip and then they're no longer friends,
Whoop
and I
that
don't,
trick. Oh, sorry.
and I don't, I'm not like that. Like the sisters that I'm talking about that I went to DC with, those two girls. It's I travel with them a lot, like separately and sometimes together. And because me and one of the girls went to Birmingham for my birthday this past year, so we don't be having issues because one, my friend likes to take naps and I like to take naps, and we would never have anybody that wants to take naps. I would never have an issue with when I go on a trip. Just want to say that for the record. But
My
anyway,
best friend has no naps.
she
I
takes
take
naps.
naps.
Jazz
No,
take naps.
no,
That's
I take
important.
naps. And she'd
Oh,
be like, bitch, why the fuck you come over here and go to sleep? I'd be like, well, I think that's
naps are
important
important, Jazz.
in a
Know that.
friendship. I should be able to. That means I feel comfortable with you. I'm able to be vulnerable and allow myself to in front of you. Like I don't care anymore, you know. But yeah, I want to talk about this man outfit.
Okay.
What's
So
wrong with that man outfit, huh?
I wanted to pull it up. I go ahead and talk to him, and I'll try to pull it up.
And y'all know what outfit I'm talking about. I ain't like Spicy K. I ain't finna tell you all to explain it out because you know if we talk about it, it's something that you done heard about. So you know the man, apparently a stud. It was a stud. They couldn't find out. Was roasting him about his outfit that he
Oh, it was
had
a
on.
stud. Wait, it was a stud that told him that he wasn't fresh.
Mhm.
I didn't know that. Okay, continue.
And so, I looked at, I thought it was a couple days ago. I thought this was getting old actually, but they're still talking about it. There's several memes, lovely. If you haven't seen them, you're missing out. But my man had on, he come out of Whataburger first off, which is expensive. He had large beverages, so he's not broke. Um, he had on the polo with the little horse. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't
Mm-hmm.
afford the big horses. You know what I mean? The purple labels. Which I aspire to have one day. But I ain't about paying $300 to $500 for a shirt, just one. If the motherfuckers came in the 3 pack, maybe it might be alright. Multicolors would do. But anyway, my man had on a white and blue, light blue striped. It was an
Polo.
actual Ralph Lauren polo, like my man
Mm-hmm.
in the video said. It wasn't a USPA. It wasn't a Polo Assassins or nothing like that. It was real.
Polo assassin.
It was the real. Ain't that what it is? I don't know.
It's Polo
Association.
Association.
Oh, whatever. I don't know what that shit is. Fuck that shit. That shit in City Trends and goddamn whatever else it is. You don't wear that shit, okay? Nobody wear that shit. But he had on a real Ralph Lauren polo with some nice jeans. And when I say my man had on them creases, now you young people might not know nothing about creases because y'all just tacky anyway. But the man had on some creases that would stand up in the corner by themselves. Do you hear me? Like them
Starched,
jeans
baby.
start.
Starched.
Man, I know one girl. Shout out,
Can
Pooh.
you buy starch? Can you buy starch now? Do they have it at the store? I don't iron.
Yes,
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
girl, bye. You know they got starch. And then you know how people used to put it in the plastic bottle and make it themselves from concentrate and spray on their jeans. Man, them motherfuckers. Pooh, shout out Pooh from Texas College. Everybody might not know Pooh, but I'm telling you what, she ironed for two. It took her 2 hours to iron them pants. But if she didn't want to put them on, she could just stand them up in the corner. Didn't need no hanger or nothing. Them motherfuckers would have stood up there by themselves. My man was fresh. He's still ironing. Like even though some of them creases don't come out and might have made it to about 20 years, they didn't. He ironed that day. Okay, and he had on a New Balance. Now he had on New
Mm-hmm.
Balance. He didn't have on the New Balance that was old back in the day that you get for $30. And if you had them, you was talked about. And that the old people wear. He had on the New Balance that's done made a revamp and refresh and rebrand is what they call it. Yeah, yeah. That's the polo shirt he had on, and that everything was color coordinated. So the light blue that was in his polo matched the light blue on the shoes, right? And had the nerve to say my man was dusty and crusty and got to be broke walking around. I guess because he had fast food and she thought he couldn't dress. But the outfit made viral news,
Mm-hmm. I think I
and
saw it on like MSN.
right, and I haven't seen anyone that say he wasn't fresh other than this stud. That they in turn posted her pics, and while I didn't find anything with her attire either, I wouldn't have said she was just as crispy as you want to be. She wear a whole bunch of damn colors like these children do, which they think looks good, and I mean that's on them. Like that shit sometimes looks stupid as hell. Y'all look like fucking around, look like a goddamn quilt somebody grandmama made from
Cool.
back in the day with all them goddamn colors on. I don't know what. I wish I knew what my quilts were. My grandmother made me two very very nice quilts out of one out of my baby blanket and one out of another just adult blanket, and I don't know where they are anymore.
You want to make them out of clothes, or you want to keep it as a quilt?
No, I would like to have them for warmth. Actually, they were
Okay.
they were
Okay.
warming sensations and lovely. Old people make. Do you know what a quilt is? You know what I'm talking
Yes,
about?
I know what a quilt is.
I'm just making sure. Girl, shut up. Don't even go there. Massachusetts. I will never forgive you for that ever. Anyway, ever. Okay. But anyway, so I didn't forget what I said. You see how you did? You know what? You throw me out. But anyway, my man was fresh, and I think that there's different styles of dress that we had. Like he's at least 32, 35. Plus. You know what I'm saying? He's old enough to have dressed with sense before and know what it feels like and looks like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
The
you dress age appropriately. Like I don't think I would look good in a quilt right now.
So I think people were making comments and saying that a lot of times people are saying things um, because his pants weren't tight. Because a lot of the the
Grown
guys these
ups.
days be having the
Oh,
skin tight, jeans
jeans.
on, and then
Yeah.
they're sagging, visibly sagging. He could have been sagging, but he's not visibly sagging.
Oh, he had a belt
Um,
on, baby. A
Okay,
pulled up
because I'm
belt.
like, because he had a shirt on long enough, so you wouldn't see any of that anyway. But I didn't think he was sagging. But I'm just saying, in case.
His creases would
Um,
have been bent if he was sagging. You know what I mean?
that is also, yeah, that is true. That is
Yeah.
true. Um, and sometimes I don't. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't know shoes like that. I know what's pretty and what I like.
I know what's pretty.
You such a hater. But I really don't know. So like I don't know if these New Balance or old New Balance, like I just knew that he was matching. And apparently that's a problem. That may have been a problem that he was matching.
Yeah,
But I like the fact that he was
he's
matching because
matching.
that's something I would have did.
That makes sense, don't
Like
it?
in girl form. But
Right.
yes.
I mean,
Because I'm not.
I get what we all understand it would be in girl form,
I'm
whatever
just
that.
saying.
But anyway, the man was matching, and I think the kids now get upset when people match. Like you
Because
broke
they
and you po because you
because
match.
they have the shoes. I know it's some Nikes. Do not ask me what kind, cause I don't know any better. If they low tops, and that's all I know. They low tops and high tops, like them the kind of shoes, tennis shoes, high tops and low tops. Them the difference. That's
That's
all I know.
it. I got you.
I don't know anything. But they have the ones that are like one side is one color and then the other side is another color, and they a pair apparently. And
We
to
had
me,
them back
that's
in the day, so but nobody wore them. But the
okay. Okay, because I was like back
real.
in who day, yo day.
Ooh, do y'all remember
You look old and remember.
the clear Air Force Ones, the clear
I will
Nikes?
Google.
It was the
Let me
clear
Google.
Nike. Oh my god! And if you had a hot stinking foot, you could see it because it would steam up on the inside.
I know
Oh
about
my god!
jellies.
No, yeah, that's exactly what it reminded you of.
Okay, okay,
Jellies.
because I'm like I know
I wore
jellies.
jellies before.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I was like 8, so you know.
But no, I don't know anything about no clear Nikes. I know about jellies and that's
Put
it.
that
But
in
I
there.
actually I actually have
Hey,
some
Jazz.
I actually have some clear shoes. Yeah, Jazz in the comments.
Mm-hmm. Hey
She said
there,
that
girl. Sleep when
she
we get
said napping
home.
is yeah, and I was
Yeah.
like I
Look,
laughed
look,
because I'm
look.
like
I tell you, she hate the fact that I'm gonna look. I'm gonna move too, but when we not moving, if I get still for 38 seconds, that's it.
mm-mm. But yeah, but I liked his outfit. I appreciate his outfit. First of all, they calling him I guess I'm an auntie, so I guess I don't care. So I guess that makes sense. But a lot of people, even people that were younger, were saying they didn't have any problem with what his outfit was and saying that his outfit looked good. And so,
Somebody totaled it up. I forgot what the total was, but like shit, like the shirt. I ain't gonna say shit. I think she said 110. I don't think you gonna for that particular.
I think she said the outfit was like, it was close to $300, like 260 or something like that.
Right.
That she estimated the outfit was.
I think that
Like I said,
included the waterboard.
I don't know any better. I buy all my shoes at the outlet or either at the Nike outlet, Adidas outlet, or either at Academy when they have their clearance sale. And I like my shoes. I got some pretty wonderful sneakers. if I have to say so myself. But please don't ask me what kind, because I'll tell you what color they are, because that's how I know them.
That's all you know. That's all you
I know
know.
that and brand. So, any other thoughts about that?
No, but you
Okay.
young people don't just because they tell you you got the drip or whatever. I think that it don't believe the hype, bruh. Some of y'all look foolish out here with these zombie outfits and shit. What y'all looking like? But anyway, they look scary.
It's gonna be office. Okay. Let's go to our last story. We can touch on this for a few minutes. Because we both watched the series, and that was about Nickelodeon. Quiet on the Set: The Dark Side of Kids TV. Um, you watch all four of the episodes, right? Okay. What are your thoughts? Tell the people.
I mean, as far as what the black kids on Nickelodeon went through, I get it. I'm pretty sure it was worse when I was actually watching Nickelodeon. I didn't watch this. I was too old for all of that and iCarly and all these shows that they're speaking of. But Dan Schneider, I'm familiar with because
Head
I
of the
watched
class.
Head of the Class. Like that was my shit. And it really made me look at him in a different way because I heard about accusations of this a long time ago,
Me too.
and
I
it
was
was
on all the
like
gossip blogs.
I really actually thought Dan Schneider was worse than what was described. Like the stuff that I heard about, were that he was racist towards some kids. He was a nightmare to be around. That really kind of devastated me
Mm,
because they say Rick Ross said you hate to meet your idols. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
because even though I've never met the man, I'm just saying. But when you find out that somebody is not the way that you thought they were, it destroys you. Now I say all that to say that I know those kids went through a lot, and I am going to blame some of their parents because some of them I know only went through all of that because their parents wouldn't let them quit. They're the breadwinner.
Yeah.
And although that wasn't harped on a whole lot, that girl that played Sam from iCarly, I believe there was
Um,
a situation with her.
Miranda. I
No,
think.
not Miranda Cosgrove. Sam, the one that played Sam.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
And
Yeah.
she wrote a book. She's got a book called "I'm Glad My Mother Is Dead" or "I'm Glad My Mother Died" or something
No, I
like
think
that.
that's Miranda's real name.
No, Miranda Cosgrove is the dark-haired girl. She's iCarly. I promise you. And it was the other girl. They said her name on the documentary, but I forget what it is now. Jeanette something.
Oh, Jeanette McCarty. Jeanette,
Yeah,
is that her name?
McCarty.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Okay, so I feel like that might have been the situation it was for her because if she goes to tell her mom that she's uncomfortable with working with this man and she's the breadwinner in her family, and your mom tells you, "Well, suck it up, kid. That's life. You're gonna have to deal with that type shit." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm speculating here, but based off how unhappy she was, and I do plan on reading that book at some point because she's really telling the law, and they say that she describes a character in her book about a creator of a show that she's at odds with that makes for a bad work environment, uncomfortable.
Mm,
Um, the fact that he was sanctioned by Nickelodeon, you know, that that was a big step because he was again the main one that was bringing them money.
yeah. He was basically the head honcho. He was the one that wrote all the shows or produced or created. He had his hand in pretty much anything that Nickelodeon had out.
And anytime he said blah, they went blah. And that's how it was, to the point to where these kids are scared to death to upset him.
Yeah. Well, the adults were too. Like, this is my thing about Dan. It appeared based on, like, I'm with you. I remember reading stories from back in the day of people talking about some of Dan's behavior. But this is gonna be strictly based on the documentary. Based on the documentary, it appears that he mostly did things like harassment and stuff like that, alleged harassment. Let me just say that since to the adult women. It seems like he treated the adult women really, really bad, especially the writer that was on all that, that he told them that they had to split a paycheck. That was pretty weird. And then also making them massage him, sexual harassment.
That's ridiculous.
Now, even though, like, I don't like to be in the dark, so I used to watch. I either turned at nighttime to Nickelodeon or either turned to Disney, and so I watched a lot of shows. Like, so I may have seen a couple shows of iCarly. I know I've seen Zoe. I know I've seen all that. But when they were going back and talking about the scenes and the sexual innuendos, I had no idea. And I guess that was, even though I was like, I think I was like an adult at this time. And I guess I was naive because looking back at it and when they were doing the scenes, I was like, oh my goodness, that sounds horrible. Like with the squirting of the stuff on the girl face and the whole pickle stuff. Yeah, like I was like, oh, this is bad. But I guess like as a younger person, I wasn't really thinking anything of it. And I guess that's also a good thing of kids being innocent, that they don't know anything that's going on. So even though, like I said, it was a lot of sexual innuendos, the kids didn't know any better.
Right.
The adults did, but the kids didn't know any better. And surprisingly, Drake Bell, not to be confused with Graham.
Oh dang, I didn't know his last name.
Drake, like the rapper Drake Graham.
Right. I didn't know that was his last name.
Oh, Aubrey. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I knew his first name, but I didn't know.
Oh, but Drake.
Shout out to Aubrey Graham.
But Drake said that Dan kind of stuck up for him, and I know the Chris Massey, Kyle Massey mother stood up for Dan as well. But from what I saw on the documentary, no one made any allegations toward Dan as it related to the children and for his touching or anything like that. Not in the documentary.
Oh no, not in the documentary.
That's what I'm saying. Not in the documentary. Now there are some stories about allegedly he got some people pregnant, but I'm saying in the documentary, what they discussed in the documentary, it seemed like it was strictly harassment, some discrimination, and some other stuff going on, but it doesn't seem that he was ever near the kids. Well, they never said anything about Amanda. They never really said. I'm saying like they never said in the documentary. Okay. Documentary. They never said. They just said he was close to her, and he followed her, and they tried to get him away from her and stuff like that. But nobody ever just came out and said this, that, and the third in this particular documentary.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, make that clear. Not saying what I heard, because I heard some stuff.
Allegedly, they say if you look at Jamie Lynn Spears' child and look at Dan.
That's I've been told that.
They say that a certain Amanda young lady had an abortion at 13.
Mm-hmm. I was told allegedly she had two.
Oh,
two by the age of 16.
I'm done on that because Dan is not the man.
Yeah. And like I
But
said,
what
I remember
happened
him
with
from head of the class too, and I was like, oh, he's head of the class, da 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 da. But
him and Brian Robbins? You remember him from like he was the long hair Italian kid with the long curly black hair on head of the class.
okay.
Because you had Arvid. Okay, never mind. All right, so you do
Yeah.
know Robin Givens was on there too, right?
Mhm.
Okay,
I watched head of the class.
I did too,
Yeah, I watched it.
and
I just
it was a good little show. I
yeah,
never
I just
thought he
don't
would
know.
be the famous one. I thought it was definitely gonna be Arvid for crying out loud. He was fucking smart. But anyway, I thought it was a good concept for a show too. The idea of the smart kids being the
The
delinquents.
head of the class. Yeah, I
They
like
were
the head of the
they
class.
were the delinquent class. They were like the special ed class, but they were super smart. You don't remember that? Like all of
It's been
them.
such a long time ago since I watched head of the
Okay,
class.
but they couldn't really do nothing to him. Like Arvid used to like. I think he tried to blow up people or something like that. Like he did
Oh no.
something bad, and then of course he had the little thieving ass little Brian Robbins, and then Robin Givens. I forgot what she did, but they were all juvenile delinquent kind of kid
Mm,
like, but they were super smart. Like you couldn't really take them from 'em.
yeah.
Okay, but yeah.
Okay. So that concludes that portion of it. So we go to the last part, and that is what has a book, TV show, or movie taught me. And I am
It
going
is
to
your
go.
turn.
Yeah, it's my turn. And I was kind of debating because I wanted to talk about Shirley on Netflix, which I think y'all should go watch. But I decided I'm not going to talk about that. I'm actually going to talk about 100 physical. Is it 100 physical? Yeah, on Netflix. So I don't understand, but I love the Korean challenge shows that they be having. So this one has basically it's 100 people, and most of the people participate in some kind of sports, but there's also like random celebrities and TV personalities that's involved as well. So the premise of the show, because this is the second season, the premise of the show is that you have a they have a word for this. I think it's a bodice, but I could be wrong. But they basically no, what's the thing?
Corset.
Bust.
Corset.
Bust.
Bustier.
A
Bustier.
bust. A bust. Like outline. Like
Oh
your
yeah. Bust. Yeah.
statue thing. Yeah.
Hmm.
So and it's basically of your physique. And the object of the game is to compete and win on every step. So the first couple episodes for this season, they have a challenge. And you basically pick someone to go against in some kind of physical activity to be able to move on.
Hmm.
And this is what I want to talk about. Some of these people decided to choose some of their opponents because they thought they were weaker. They thought they could beat them. And some of these people actually end up winning. And some people gave them a run for their money that they didn't think that they were going to end up getting. So it goes back to the added of, not judging a book by its cover, because you really never know. A lot of these people, one of the guys in particular, he is an actor, but apparently he used to do like I don't martial arts. Let me just say that because I don't know which kind, and I don't want to say the wrong kind. I don't want to say the wrong kind. So he did so the person that chose him didn't really think that he was going to do anything because oh my goodness, he's an actor. And then it was a lady that chose a man. She chose to compete against a man, and everybody thought that she was going to lose, and she ended up beating him. Now, mind you, he was an FBI agent, and I got real confused because I was like, they got FBI agents in Korea. But because I was like, I just thought that was a U.S. thing, because I would think they would be part of, what's that thing?
The
Oh my goodness.
Yakuza.
No.
Interpol.
Interpol. So I was like, I didn't think they had the FBI, but come to find out, he lives in the United States, so that's why he does work for the FBI.
I'm pretty sure we have stations
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah. And then also with this particular show, they for it to be it's a Korean show, but like they always have at least a black and a white person on it, like a little bit of diversity.
I believe we made it to Korea by now.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. Like the guy last year, he was I think he was half Korean. This guy, he black. He just black. The other guy last year, I think he was black and Korean. But this guy this time he black.
You just said black and
Um
green.
I said black.
And black and green.
Black.
You said black and black? That's not what I heard.
I said black and Korean.
Oh, okay. But I said
From
black and
last
green.
season. Last season. So I also appreciate that they mix it in with some diversity and everything. The black guy this time got put out real early. The other black guy last season, he stayed a lot longer. This one got put out earlier.
Excuse me.
But yeah, so yeah, just not judging and not thinking that whoever if take your opponent as someone serious because
Oh,
you
yeah.
never know what to expect and don't try to go lightly on them because that's why some of these people left. First challenge,
Very
they were
good
going home.
lesson.
Very
Don't
excellent lesson.
underestimate your opponent ever, because sometimes that is one of the rules of the art of war. Another good book you should listen to.
Why you saying listen? Because you ain't gonna read it. Mm, I just wanted to say
I've read
that.
it and I've listened to it. Thank you very much.
I just wanted to say that. I didn't care.
Love you, friend.
Whatever. Anyway, episode 52 is in the books.
The ops.
This is the ops. We telling it all. This is your girl, Spicy K.
And I am TK, as you know.
And we out of here.
Peace.